Over the opening credits, Cherry Darling works as a go-go dancer at a club. After crying on stage, she tells her boss, Skip, that she needs a real change and quits. Walking home, several military trucks pass close, causing her to fall into trash cans and get splinters in her thigh. At a nearby military base, scientist Abby threatens his employee Romy for losing valuable specimens, with the penalty being the removal of Romy's testicles. Lieutenant Muldoon arrives, demanding the whereabouts of something called the Thing. A short gunfight ensues, and Abby's men are killed. Abby reveals the Thing is all around them and releases a gas that melts some exposed men into goo. Muldoon and his men enjoy the gas, while Abby escapes, unaware a soldier is on his vehicle. The green mist spreads. Cherry stops at the Bone Shack, a rundown barbecue restaurant. Tammy arrives asking for water for her car's overheated engine. Cherry cleans her leg wound in the dirty restroom and sits down as the only customer. After Tammy leaves, Wray, a local mechanic, arrives. JT, the owner, obsessed with winning a barbecue contest, tells Wray he's celebrating the restaurant's 25th anniversary. Wray joins Cherry at her table, revealing they have a history, and she is wearing his jacket. They talk briefly, with Cherry mentioning she wants to be a stand-up comedian. Their old flame is evident, and Wray gives Cherry a lift. Dr. William Block and Dr. Dakota Block wake up at 8 p.m. for their hospital shift. They notice an eerie green mist outside. Dakota makes breakfast for her husband and son Tony, and secretly texts her lover to pick up Tony from the babysitter. At the hospital, patients with strange symptoms arrive. Joe has a bite with advanced gangrene and infection. Dr. Felix, reviewing grotesque photos, notes similar wounds in Iraq soldiers from mustard gas. Joe's temperature is high, and his tongue is infected. Block squeezes a boil, which bursts, spraying blood and fluid. As the infection spreads, Block calls Dakota and amputates Joe's arm after Dakota sedates him. Tammy's car breaks down near the military base while she listens to a radio broadcast. Trying to hitch a ride, she's attacked by infected people, sickos, who tear her apart and drag her body away. Wray and Cherry see this but mistake it for a dead deer. Wray swerves to avoid a sicko in the road, causing his truck to flip. Sickos grab Cherry and take her to the woods. Wray follows with a rifle but finds Cherry's right leg torn off by the sickos. He shoots at them, but they don't die. Wray takes Cherry to the hospital. At the hospital, Cherry is barely conscious. Dr. Block questions Wray about what happened, just as Sheriff Hague arrives with deputies Carlos and Tolo. Hague, startled by Wray due to a past secret, asks why he's armed and arrests him as more sick people arrive. A mutilated body, Tammy, is brought in, shocking Block. He shows Dakota, who gets upset and cries alone. Block, knowing about Dakota's past relationship with Tammy and their plan to run away, stabs Dakota's hands with a needle, numbing them and making her drop her phone. He examines her phone and berates her for being with Tammy again. Before he can kill her, another doctor calls him away to report the dead bodies have disappeared from the morgue, leaving a blood trail. At the police station, Wray makes a coded phone call asking about DC-2. Texas Ranger Earl McGraw talks with Wray about his troubles, then leaves to care for his sick wife. Sheriff Hague questions Wray's identity, but gets interrupted by a call from his brother JT, who owns a diner. JT complains about loiterers, revealing Hague is raising his rent over a secret barbecue recipe. JT then says the loiterers are coming in, but they turn out to be sickos, who presumably attack him. Deputy Tolo arrives, angry about a maniac who bit off his finger at Skip's club. When the cops investigate, they find the sicko has escaped from Tolo's car. Carlos finds Tolo's ring on the ground, but no finger. As he returns the ring, Carlos is bitten and attacked by sickos, who gruesomely tear him apart. Hague and Tolo shoot the sickos, but more appear. They fight them off as Wray stays inside the station. Tolo is thrown against a car, but survives. More officers, including a female deputy, arrive and shoot the sickos. Wray breaks free from his handcuffs after saving Hague's life and says he's going to the hospital to get Cherry. Hague agrees, but his car explodes, so they all get into Wray's truck and head to the hospital. At Earl McGraw's home, he feeds his catatonic wife soup. When he looks away briefly, she turns into a sicko and attacks him. At the hospital, more people arrive with boils and infections. Dr. Felix and Dr. Block are baffled. Walking down the hallway, Block sees Joe, now a sicko, approaching him with a surgical saw. Joe cuts Block's glasses, but the saw shuts off when the plug is pulled out. Joe then bursts a boil on his face, smearing blood on Block, infecting him. Meanwhile, Cherry wakes up in a hospital room and is upset to find her left leg is gone. Dakota throws herself out of a hospital window, landing in trash. She goes to her car, but her numb hands make it difficult. She kicks the door open, falls, and breaks her wrist. She starts the car using her teeth to turn the key and drives off, hitting several cars. As she leaves, Wray and the cops arrive. Wray tries to grab a gun, but Hague stops him. Instead, Wray takes butterfly knives from the truck's glove compartment and runs toward the hospital while the cops fight sickos outside. Tolo accidentally shoots a patient, mistaking him for a sicko. Inside the hospital, Wray finds chaos as infected corpses and injured attack everyone. Using his butterfly knives, Wray expertly slashes through the sickos. He reaches Cherry's room, where she's hiding under a sheet. He tells her to come with him, but she can't walk. Wray improvises a leg from a table leg for Cherry, and she awkwardly walks with him as he protects her from the sickos. They make it to his truck and drive off, hoping to reach JT's place. Meanwhile, at Dakota's house, the crazy babysitter twins talk on their phones while Dakota's son plays with his pets. Dakota arrives home, looking exhausted. The twins complain because her friend didn't show up to take her son. Dakota kicks them out and tells her son they have to leave. He takes all his pets with him. As they get in the car, the twins attack with shovels, smashing the windshield. Dakota speeds off, causing one twin to fall hard. Dakota drives to Earl McGraw's house and gives her son a pistol, instructing him to shoot anyone but her, especially his dad. She warns him to be careful not to shoot himself. As Dakota approaches the house, she hears a gunshot and finds her son has accidentally shot himself. Her grief is interrupted by Block, now a sicko, who grabs her by the hair. She escapes, grabs her son's body, and knocks on the door. Earl, revealed to be her father, lets her in, holding an axe and surrounded by blood from killing his infected wife. Wray and Cherry meet Sheriff Hague at JT's restaurant with other survivors. Hague makes them deputies, and they head up a hill to JT's place. They find JT on the floor behind the counter, seemingly with his intestines ripped out. However, he's just unconscious with barbecue sausages on his stomach, having killed the sickos by shooting them in the head. Wray tries the sausage and declares it the best he's ever had. GT agrees, and the sheriff points out that JT is bleeding from the temple, suggesting his own blood improved the flavor. JT shows the group his escape vehicles, including a chopper motorcycle and a modified 1950s convertible. Sheriff Hague continues to question Ray's identity, but Ray remains secretive. In JT's bedroom, Cherry and Ray discuss their past relationship. Cherry left Ray because he couldn't commit. Ray has her check his coat pocket, where she finds an engagement ring. They reconcile and have fun. GT's diner is in flames, surrounded by dozens of sickos. A wounded Sheriff Hague is brought inside after being accidentally shot by Tolo. More survivors, including the babysitter twins, Cherry's boss Skip, Dakota, Earl, and others, have arrived. Ray has told Hague his true identity, earning the nickname El Ray and receiving Hague's pistol, despite Tolo's objections. Ray becomes the group leader, spinning his pistols. Tolo is torn apart by sickos who break into the diner. The survivors, including Ray, JT, Hague, and the rest, go outside and shoot at the sickos, but are overwhelmed. They retreat back into the burning building. Ray says someone needs to retrieve his truck. Skip and Cherry volunteer, with Ray providing sniper cover. Cherry drives the truck into the restaurant, and Hague takes the wheel. The others pile into the back, while Skip gets into JT's convertible with the babysitter twins and Dakota. Cherry rides the motorcycle, and Earl stays behind to cover their escape. They break through the sickos and stop at Dakota's car to retrieve Tony's pocket bike. Dakota rides with Cherry on the large motorcycle, and Ray leads on the minibike. They shoot more sickos while Hague runs them over with the truck. Unfortunately, JT's dog jumps out of the truck and is run over. Near the military base, the survivors are blocked by a wall of sicko zombies on a bridge. They are saved by soldiers led by Muldoon, who recognizes Wray and has him knocked out. When Wray wakes up, he and the other survivors, including Abby, are imprisoned at the base. It's revealed that Wray is a war veteran. Abby tells them he sold the virus DC-2 to the soldiers who are infected but used the gas to control symptoms. 2 soldiers grab Cherry and Dakota. Wray tries to help but is beaten up. In the elevator, a lecherous soldier removes his gas mask. His face starts to boil, but returns to normal when he puts the mask back on. In the cell, JT distracts a guard by talking about his barbecue sauce. Wray, JT, and a sax-playing prisoner overpower the guards, though JT is shot. Wray and Abby escape and confront Lieutenant Muldoon. Muldoon explains that in Afghanistan, his unit accidentally killed Osama bin Laden. This was against American interests, so instead of medals, they were gassed with DC-2, a weapon meant to wipe out cities. Muldoon planned to gas a town to find a cure. As he talks without his gas mask, his face swells and blisters. Wray shoots and kills him. Meanwhile, a soldier forces Cherry to dance on her wooden leg and removes his gas mask. Cherry uses her leg to hit him in the head, splintering it to a sharp point, and then stabs him in the eye. As his crotch melts away, he drops his pants. Horrified, Cherry backs away. Dakota, regaining feeling in her hands, shoots a needle into his other eye. Abby and Wray arrive and shoot the soldier and his partner, then fetch the others. Sheriff Hague and JT, both near death, stay behind with a bomb. Wray attaches a custom-made M4 carbine with a grenade launcher to Cherry's stump. She uses it to open the command center door and kills the soldier, now severely deteriorated, with a grenade. She shoots everyone in the command center. The survivors fight through dying soldiers to reach helicopters, using Cherry's new leg and their guns. JT and Hague volunteer to stay behind and blow up the DC-2 canisters with a remote detonator. After a gunfight outside, JT reveals his rib recipe to Hague before blowing up the base. Abby is killed and Dakota is attacked by zombie Dr. Block, but Earl McGraw kills him. In the final battle, Cherry uses her grenade launcher leg to blow up and shoot sickos. The survivors fight their way behind the walls. Cherry dodges a rocket and blows up the attacker. As the base burns, a sicko soldier sneaks up behind Cherry. Wray and the soldier shoot each other, and Cherry runs to the dying Wray. Everyone gets into the helicopter with Skip flying it. He cuts through a group of sickos with the helicopter's rotary blades. The crazy babysitter twins laugh and shoot at the sickos on the ground, while one turns on the helicopter's windshield wipers to clean off the blood. Wray tells Cherry to go to the ocean, turn her back to the sea, and fight. Cherry pleads with him about their promise of 2 against the world. Wray assures her the promise still stands, revealing she's pregnant. Wray dies, and Cherry grabs a rope from the helicopter as it flies away. A year later in Mexico, Cherry narrates that they found other survivors and settled near the ocean. On the beach, Skip enjoys the new lifestyle with the crazy babysitter twins, while Dakota and other survivors patrol for sickos. When a sicko attacks a child, Cherry blasts it away with her new machine gun leg. The final shot shows Cherry and her baby daughter, happy and living by the motto, 2 against the world. If you enjoyed this video, don't be shy to hit the like button, and if you disliked it, hit the dislike button twice, just to be sure. It would be best if you watched the whole movie. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe for more videos like this.